Can you really not find an Amazon FBA product to sell? Well, I disagree with you, because the first product I just opened, sellers were doing $100,000, actually anywhere from the lowest I saw was like what, $5,000 to $100,000, and there was a range, and it looked like a very stable market, and I found that within 10 minutes. And when I tell you this is not a rare occurrence. This actually happens quite frequently because I know what to look for. So I'm here to show you exactly how to find not just one good selling product, but an entire stable market that's actually going to bring you revenue. And I'm breaking down every tiny little mentality aspect of it and everything that you need to look for in order to find the right product that's going to bring you profits. So, like always, let's go. Hello, it's me, Karina. Welcome back to my Amazon FBA YouTube channel, where I post daily videos, of course, and today we're going to be doing a product research video. I do a product research video at least once a week, sometimes several times a week, just because that is the #1 problem that pretty much everyone has. And then on top of that, that's the #1 thing that's going to lead to the most issues, because if you don't have a good product, then you can pretty much kiss the entire success goodbye. And I don't like to even refer to it as product research. I really like to refer to it as market research, because we are not just interested in one product that is doing well. We are interested in an entire market that is stable, that has a great point of entry that we can just crash into, take a huge share, or not even a huge share, take a percentage of the marketplace, and then actually become really profitable. And a lot of people don't see this opportunity, so I really want to educate everyone that's watching on how to find those market gaps and the mindset behind it. So let's get into my computer. And right now I'm in Helium 10. There are very many different ways to do product research, and this is one of them. Of course, in my channel I cover so many different ways, but today we're going to be doing this way, and it doesn't matter which way you do it as long as you know what you are looking for and the mentality behind what goes into a good market and a good product that's actually going to bring you profit, because obviously that's what we're trying to do. So for Helium 10, I'm going to be using their black box tool. So I have a 50% off the first month, or 10% off every single reoccurring month. If you want that, the link is down below, and it's going to save you money on this program. So for black box, basically we're going to be putting in a certain criteria and then looking for products and then analyzing the product within the market to see if we can get into it and make some cash. So let's select a few categories. Just select a bunch of different filters. I like to focus on a few and kind of alternate between them, just so I'm not overwhelmed with all of the search term results. So I'm going to pick a few, and there's obviously a lot that you can sell. Pick the ones that you know you can private label. I'm going to go with industrial and scientific and kitchen and dining for this search. Monthly revenue, my minimum is $5,000. If you know, and I also like to enter random numbers for these things, but right now I'm going to set a monthly revenue that's a little bit higher. We're going to go for somewhere around 7,000, and then we're gonna max it out at, let's say, 12,000. Again, a lot of people think that a high monthly revenue is a really good thing, but beware, the higher you go, the more nasty the competition is, and that's where it leads to problems. I typically find that above 30,000 a month, 30 to 35,000 a month, that it gets quite competitive, and that's not really something you want to be in, because it's going to require more cost. And then also the price, of course, it's all relative. You just want to be profitable, so I'm just going to start out with some random numbers. Oops, not $1. I'm going to start with 16. And if you want more in-depth thing, if you haven't ever taken an Amazon course, or if you want to enhance your knowledge of Amazon FBA and actually make it successful, I do have a course where I teach students exactly how to be successful and profitable in this business model. So I really break down product research and all the mentality behind it. I have 2 separate modules just on product research. First off, the building blocks, which is very important, and without those, you're pretty much blind. You're going into it blind. And then the second module is literally just a bunch of product research videos on how to actually look for products similar to this, but longer and more diversity. So that's going to be linked down below. Review counts, I am going to put in another random number, and then I'm just going to click search. I'm not going to do any advanced filters or anything like that. So what do I do from here? Now I actually go down the list and open up products that look like they could potentially be private labeled. And I like to stay away from commodities such as Tupperware or boards like this. I did click kitchen and dining, so there is going to be a lot of really interesting things. But again, you just want to look for things that you can diversify and improve on. Like this is interesting, all natural palm leaf plates. So this is clearly in a niche for people that are interested in recyclable things. And I'm just gonna skip around to several different pages. And how the beeswax, actually, I've looked into this market before, I believe. What you want to do is just open several different ones. The Christmas is coming around because we're approaching Q4. So you want to open several different windows before you actually start really going deep and analyzing all the different ones, just because it's going to be really time consuming. And of course, don't do anything like close. I'm actually not liking this filter. When you see a filter that's kind of giving you weird items, interesting, people designed this. But if you see ones that are giving you too much of commodities, then you can change your filter. So for example, let's deselect kitchen and dining and see if that's going to help your search. Same object will appear, so just ignore it. And it's a lot of digging. So again, these leaf composable trays, that's interesting that that's showing up again. That might be a good market, I don't know. Just make sure it's not a commodity and make sure to study it. That's the number one thing. Some magnets. Okay, that's a lot of interesting. Carson Dolce adjustable pocket chart. Okay, so I think that's enough items for this one. We're just going to actually go into them and see how we analyze the market. So what do we have here? This is the disposable composite plates. So we want to make sure, I'm not going to do this, okay, you for every single one because this video is going to be long, but you want to make sure you extract the main keyword of the item, because the title is packed so you don't really know what it is. And the number one thing people do is they guess the main keyword. So they would just say this is probably disposable plates. Well, in reality, maybe it's composable plates or something else, or biodegradable plates. You want to find that out. And how you do that is you take the main search, you take basically disposable plates, which the keyword that you think it is, and you go into magnet and helium-10 right here, and you type in, I'm gonna show this to you for one product. So you wanna type in disposable plates, you wanna click get keywords, and then it's going to show you all the related keywords, because that's what Magnet does. It basically extracts all the keywords of the product. And then what you want to do is actually sort them from highest to lowest, because then you're going to know that the highest ones are the most searched, and that's where most of the sales are coming from. A lot of the times people have a problem where they assume at the main keyword of a product, but then it turns out that that main keyword is not the main keyword. It's actually a less competitive main keyword. Selling ASINs, which is the products, are also ranking for. So it looks like it's a stable market and it looks like it's less competitive for that word, but that word has a really low search term volume. So no one's actually typing that word and finding products. What people are looking is for a different word that's harder to rank for, that probably has a more competitive market and more items that you have to sell in order to match the first page. So right here, you want to rank it by search volume. And then most of the ones in Helium-10 actually are kind of more of the general ones. So you want to keep looking until you find the one that is most relatable to your product, where most of the products are the product that you are looking for that specific term. So obviously it's not paper plates, it's not paper towels, it's definitely not toilet paper. So you want to scroll down, plastic plates, and sometimes you really get down. So disposable plates right here, this is what it is. 25,000 search volume and 560 units to be given away in an 8-day period, which a day, let's see, this is, I use that to kind of determine how much they're selling a day. So 560 is over 8 days, so divide that by 8, so you get 70 units a day. And in my opinion, that's too competitive, because in order to match that product in sales, you're going to have to get to 70 a day, and usually you can't do that with pay-per-click. And I teach everyone in my course to launch with pay-per-click because that's the lowest risk. And if you launch with pay-per-click, you just have less cost and you get more actual data. things like that. So 70 is it's a little too competitive, but let's just analyze the market to see how it looks like. So these are disposable plates. However, these are probably not even it, because if you think about that, these are the biodegradable composite plates. They're a little bit different. So disposable plates just means you can throw them away, but this niche is ones that are good for the environment. So actually, let's keep looking, because they don't look like that. So you can see, if you look here, that's the difference in the markets. Most of these are just like plastic random ones, paper ones, whatever. But we are looking for ones that are good for the world, good for nature, good for the planet. And none of these look like that product. Oh, a few do actually, but they're sponsored ads, right? So we want to find if there's a term that the environment are looking for. So let's keep going down the list and see if we can find that. And that's why keyword research is very, very important. So a lot of people overlook this and think they just need like the drop down menu, which, by the way, the one I use is Viral Launch, the one that gives you all the stats. I have a coupon code for 15% off down below for that as well. But you really need a keyword research tool, because without that, you cannot get very far. You're going to get confused, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and it's really, there's literally no way around it. So keep on going. Plates, it's disposable bowls. Now, see, that's where something interesting comes into. Okay, and I want to take a step away, because this is how it goes. So this is probably the term right here, composable plates. But I just noticed something else that I want to point out to you, which has to do with product research. So let's really quick click on this and see how it looks like, and then I'm going to point out the other situation. So these are starting to look more of like that nature vibe, if you can tell. There's a lot of green, and you can tell they're more of the similar shape and like more brown. So you can start to see that we're getting closer to the vibe, because this looks a lot different than this. This is just your everyday plates with a few ones that are coming up, but these are just your everyday plates that everyone pretty much uses, while these right here are really the nature conscious people. So let's run the Viral Launch on this and see what the deal is. And the market is probably going to be different for this than it is for the actual just normal plastic plates. I can already tell, I'm seeing numbers that are in the high. Dixie's obviously a huge brand, but see, there's sellers that are doing 112,000, which is Amazon Basics. Now this looks like a stable market, but I don't like when sellers are quite high. So this looks like a stable market. Reviews are really low, actually. They're quite manageable. And then the price, let's look at the price. The price is also manageable. So this doesn't look like a terrible market. I'm just concerned that there are a few sellers that are doing quite high. But honestly, like, it's quite stable the entire way down. So what I like to do also is scroll down, and literally you can see that everyone is selling really well. And then I like to reference that with the reviews. Even people with lower reviews, like he has only 39 reviews, he's still doing $12,000 a month. He has 58 reviews, he's doing $33,000 a month. And what's interesting is that this is literally the first product that we opened, and it already has potential. And that's kind of what I rank it on. I rank it on market stability, not just one product. Because one product just, it's not going to tell you much, right? So this is kind of the mindset, and what you want to do from here is go and click into all of these competitors, really study it, really study the market to make sure you're getting into something good. Okay, I'm not saying get into this market, and please don't misjudge this video and say that you're going to go do this product, because I only took it this far. I didn't take it into full analysis of really like studying the keywords, studying the competition, seeing how long the sellers have been on the page for, and checking trends, checking seasonality. There's just checking BSR. There's so much that goes into product research and finding the perfect product. And again, it's nothing that I could ever cover in one video. Everything you need to know and more is all in my course. So if you really want a full breakdown, that is the best place to go. So that's pretty much what you want to do for every single product. You want to apply to all of these ones that we have opened. Again, I'm not going to do this now, otherwise we'll be here for like 50 hours, but that's just what you have to look for, and I hope that you apply this to your other videos. And as far as that word that I noticed, I'm actually going to make a separate video on it, because it's a good video topic in it of itself. So we'll do that. All the links that I mentioned are down below, and I'll see you in my next video.